I'm not mad at that though. I'm not mad at that
Hold
when people say
on,
that at
I
all.
disagree. To me, it go Forest Hills, the off season, then Bourne Center. We're sleeping on the off
Excuse me?
season.
What
You
you
sleep
just say?
the off season? Are y'all
What?
sleep?
Welcome back to the Know It All Podcast. I'm your host, along with my two co-hosts, Don and Tim. As you see, we got 4 screens today. You've seen him before. He's been on the channel before. I'm gonna let him introduce himself again. And while he do that, I'm gonna answer the phone, I guess.
How y'all doing, man? It's good to be back. Good to be back. My name Jay, Jock Hill, all social platforms, and ready to talk today.
While he's doing that, I'll go ahead and do our intro. So Don King 3Gs, Wrestling Geek, Jay, Some Chill. This is episode 75. Personal Instagrams are right. Well, Jay, you said your personal Instagram already, right? Your social medias?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Don King, Wrestling Geek, Some Chill, Know It All Podcast YT is our IG page, TikTok, Know It All Podcast, YouTube, Know It All Podcast, and go ahead and subscribe to Wrestling Geek as well. And I guess we can a little chit chat because we can wait for him a little bit. But Don's drinking today. I got some Terramana right here. It's not all. It's watered down, guys. Okay. Terramana with some on the rocks. Nothing spectacular. No wood for today. Tim.
It's not Don's drink of the day. It's everyone's drink
No,
of the
it's
day.
Don's drinking today, featuring my
It's everyone's
guest.
drink of the day.
Featuring my guest. So Tim, you are next.
Your guest is insane. We are co-host. Okay.
Well, no, Don's drinking today is my segment. It's my thing. So you are my guest. What's your drinking today, Tim?
Taylor Port.
That Taylor Pope.
That Taylor Pope. That good old Taylor Pope. Yep, had it sitting in the freezer for a minute. Get it cold.
Freezer.
I feel you. I gotta rehydrate because I'll be outside working on ACs all day, so I just got me some water.
Agua.
I feel you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The best drink of the day.
Right.
I want to have this little discussion, but it won't be long. I hope this is not what he wants to talk about. But we never really spoke on the Denver Nuggets managing moves, firing their coach and GM.
I'm waiting on that.
We could talk about it a little bit. Tim, what you think? That's a good move for the Nuggets or what? Okay.
I feel like
Lakers at 5?
Lakers in 4 for one.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not going to sit here and act like that wasn't the dumbest move the Nuggets could have made. And that's why I sent
What you mean?
That's why I sent in the group chat. That's why I sent in the group chat. Oh, LeBron and Bronny got an easy path now.
What? Is that what you meant by that comment?
Yes.
Why do you think that? The Denver wasn't really talking about nothing this year anyway, with their coach or not. I don't think nobody fears Denver this year.
You tripping.
Who fears Denver?
If you don't, you're tripping. Like, what are you talking about?
Why should I fear Denver this year? Why should I?
Because
that's not the same team that won the championship.
Because they have
other than Jokic, okay. But Miami Heat figured that out a long time
ago. And then
we let him score.
Is actually
we cut off everybody else.
Westbrook is coming off a great season.
A great season.
My opinion. Great for him. That's what I mean. Great for him. He had a pretty bad 3 seasons, so this would be a great season for him.
Apologies, fellas. Apologies. More if I'm talking on the phone for 30 minutes.
You good?
We need your drink of the day, sir.
Yeah, your turn for the drink. You
cancel.
You're just disgusting.
Cancel.
Bro, you gotta stop drinking that, bro. Really, we really need to talk about this.
It's bad for you.
You really gotta stop drinking that Sunny D.
It don't even taste the same when we were kids.
Listen to me.
It really don't.
It's orange juice.
It's not orange juice.
It is not orange juice.
It's not orange.
It's an off-brand
oranges.
It's an off-brand tangy juice.
That's orange drink.
That's orange drink.
Yes, that is a orange drink.
They can't even call it
orange juice.
They can't even call it juice.
It don't taste like juice. It don't taste like orange juice. None of the brands taste like Sunny D.
Listen to me, it's good. That's all I like. I like good drinks. So
you know what? I'm not gonna let you guys on my segment
you
anymore.
Like Sunny
You're
D.
gonna bring
Sunny
up
D
Sunny
pretty
D.
Awful.
At least Tim had Taylor Port. It's not even in a wine glass. It's in a cup. and you just pulled out Sunny D.
First of all,
Listen,
I'm a
boys.
man. I drink out of
Today's episode is about gaming.
Of course,
But
it is.
before we get to that, I do
We
want
got to
I
talk about
want
the Nuggets.
well,
No.
I was gonna make that a whole episode actually, but
But so just yeah, we talked about it a little bit, but we'll do that later. Go ahead, continue.
today's episode is about video games. Obviously, we love games. All the four of us game. We're all gamers. Mainly about Nintendo because they had their showcase the other day, and kind of we're gonna take that from them and just go forward with other stuff. I kind of want to discuss the pricing, the showcase, the mechanics, everything that's pretty much going along with Nintendo. I'm not really satisfied with it. I'm a huge Nintendo guy. Grew up playing. I'm pretty sure all of us grew up playing Nintendo. I'm not really happy or satisfied with what I heard. Me and Jay talked about this through text over the phone past few days. So obviously, me and him got stuff to discuss. But I also want to hear you guys and what you think about the price. First of all, the price is $450, at least $450 for the Nintendo Switch. And I think if you get the bundle with the Mario Kart, then it's what is it like 400 or something? I think
That's
that's what
not
they said.
bad.
It's 450, but with Mario Kart it'll be 500.
See,
But
yeah.
the games going forward on Nintendo Switch 2 will be
Hey Tim, you
$80.
hear this right? Hold on. For a hand, for
I'm
right,
not
go ahead.
paying. I'm not paying $80 for Mario Kart. I'm sorry.
I understand. I got things to say about it though. I got things to say about it because I might follow the industry a little bit different than you guys do.
Okay, well, it'll be
So
a good perspective though. I will
yeah,
say.
yeah,
Is my mic loud enough for you guys? Just want to make sure I didn't ask that
yeah.
earlier.
You good?
All right. Let me say this real quick because y'all did a little bit more digging than I did, and I stayed away from this as much as I could just so we could have this conversation. I don't love that price, but I also cannot be upset of where the industry is going with gaming. So I can't say that I'm surprised.
Let me ask you this. Did they improve the graphics? Because that's what I heard they were doing with the new Switch. Because they wanted to bring like EA college
Why would they
football.
not?
Oh, I,
Why would they not?
I got things to say about that too. I got things to
Yeah,
say.
because
See,
because they
no,
wanted to bring games like EA college football, Cyberpunk.
Do we want that? Who asked for that?
right? No,
A
no.
lot, a
They
lot, a lot of
barely
people,
run
No,
2K.
a lot of
but
people
I'm
want ports
saying that's
to
what
the
they're
Switch.
doing, and a lot of people did ask for it. Because I
A lot of
wouldn't
I
be
people
mad.
did.
heard didn't they say the
Because you
spec is
gotta
only like
realize the Switch
180?
is portable. A Switch is portable. In my opinion, if you could have great graphics with a portable game, like if it was the PSP and have the same games, I would pay $450 for that. I'm
They're
not even
getting
mad.
graphics that the PS4 and the Xbox One had, not what we got now.
But that's the thing though. The Switch is a handheld, right? They
Yeah,
said that the Switch 2 is going to be just as powerful, if not more powerful, than the PS4 Pro. Think about that for a second.
You
This is
said
a
not
Switch 2.
as powerful as the Pro.
No. I said it's going to be as powerful,
Oh, as powerful.
if not more
see,
powerful than PS4
I'm
Pro.
not mad at that.
That's
Then
pretty good
I'm
for a
not mad
handheld
at
though.
then.
I'm
Because
not hearing it, bro.
hold on,
No
Terrence,
handheld is 450. I'm not hearing it. That's my
Terrence,
biggest problem.
Yo,
Nintendo has always been
You're
anti-consumer. I don't
literally
like that.
holding a PS4
In your
in
hands.
your hand. Like, what are
That's
we
cool.
talking
If you would have
about?
told me that 10 years ago, I would have said, cool. It's 2025, bro.
10
And I'm
years
not
ago,
hearing
they
that.
had the PS2 in your hand, and we was
I mean,
cool with it. What are we
okay,
talking
but
about?
what do the specs look like now? Like for Nintendo now, what are the specs?
PS4 graphics. PS4 Pro.
One?
So the thing about the Switch now is that a lot of people want other games to be ported over to the Switch, but they can't be natively because as soon as you port them over, they have a lot of bugs. Like if you look at every port that came to the Switch at launch, always had a million different bugs. They don't run as well, you know. So the Switch 2 is going to be able to run these games that people want, plus some of the newer games.
Hence why Hogwarts didn't come out on the Switch until after,
Yeah,
like a
a lot of games
whole
did it.
2 months after.
Well, yeah, and me and you spoke about that a lot while we were playing it. I mean, for PlayStation, Xbox, it had 3 different release dates for all of them, and
Yeah,
Switch was definitely dead last on that list. I
Yeah.
mean, PS4 graphics. That's what you said for this new one.
PS4 Pro.
PS4 Pro.
I'm not mad at it. It's
But
a
are
handheld, like I
but are we
said.
gonna? Is that worth 450, 500 if we want the Mario Kart? Is that worth it for us?
Mm,
Well,
I mean,
base price.
handheld is
I say
convenient. I'll give you
450 at
that,
max.
but
I say
It,
450
convenience,
at max.
cool. I don't know, y'all. That's a
it,
lot,
it
bro.
depends on the person because
That's
I
a
like
lot for a
Nintendo.
handheld.
Yeah, I like Nintendo, but it ain't really my go-to. It ain't my number one. Now they have great games, but the games that I go for are not really for that. But for people who want these games, you know what I'm saying? I feel like until they come up with more games, people are not going to buy it. But that's with any system when they come up with a new system. The first year or so, you don't really have as many good games or as much of a pricing standpoint. But I said this to
Right.
Terrence the other day that whenever they come out with new systems, they don't make money the first couple of years. They lose money. You know, if you go look at the numbers for like Sony, they lost $10 billion that first year the PS5 came out because they have to get these units sold. They have to get them out. If they don't sell these units, then they're not going to get the funding to make more units and then make money down the road. Phil Spencer, CEO at Xbox, he came out and said that he lost about Xbox lost about $100 to $200 per system, so they can get the Series X and Series S out. So you just got to give it time. Like you may not see the value in it now, but when you see how powerful this Switch 2 is that they're marketing it to be, like you said, it's a PS4 Pro in your hands, and that's actually a big deal. It's completely different than a PS Vita or how the PSP was back in the day. This is completely different.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. You gotta realize Nintendo never really had up to date graphics. So with them doing this, in my opinion, is a big move, which I would allow that $300, not 300,
$450.
$150 jump. No, because the Nintendo Switch, the first one when it first came out, it was just 300. So now you're going up 150 on the next one, and I'm not mad at that with the
Also,
graphics. But it only hold on. That's only if we start getting games like what we have now.
Bro,
That's
now to
Nintendo
to
has the
to to
same
add to that,
IP.
to add to that though, it's not gonna be just Nintendo games that's gonna be running on this Switch. There are also talks that games like GTA 6 will be able to run on the Switch too.
right.
I'm not hearing none of that. There's no way. I don't believe any of that. There's no
Oh,
way
well,
GTA
GTA
6 is
6
running on
is said
Nintendo.
they said it's gonna be a big game.
That means they're going
It
to like
is.
drastically downplay on the graphics on there. There's no way. That game's minimum 4K.
Well, they
Nintendo
already
Switch 2 is
said it
not
was
running
gonna be
4K.
PS4 graphics.
Bro, would y'all spend $90 for a video game? Because they're talking about possibly digital for $90. Not digital, I'm sorry. Physical copies for 90, digital for 80. And some
Yeah.
games would be 70. I don't understand the price in there, what they're doing. But Nintendo's known for not dropping prices. I seen a video, and I got the video up now, actually. I want to show y'all this. It's 20 minutes. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but he made really good points in it, and that's the points I was trying to make to you the other day when we had the conversation. There should be no reason one, a handheld console costs $450. I get what you're saying about the industry and how much money it costs to make these consoles and lose money in the first couple years. I get all that, but nobody, as the consumers, we got all the power. But of course, all of us don't think like that, and people just go instantly buy stuff without like thinking. They just go jump and do it. But we have the power to say no. Same when PlayStation dropped the PS4 Pro or PS5 Pro, $700 for a
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Yeah. I get
Like
that.
what? Like there's no way anybody can legit take that serious. I know people bought it. Like YouTubers do it for content. Even then, I don't support
Who
doing it for
bought it?
that.
Who bought it?
Plus YouTubers, YouTubers buy stuff for content purposes. But I
I
mean,
was
just
gonna
a
say I
regular
ain't heard
person,
A
nobody
lot
like,
of
talking
people
about
said
buying
they
that.
were behind it.
bro, money just don't grow on trees like that. The average person can't afford that. And then Nintendo's and Sony, in my opinion, they greed is like this. Like
And
all
then,
companies are greedy, but they like this. They neck and neck on the greed. But
and did
Nintendo's
you hear what happened to the
freaking worse.
PS5 too? A lot of people PS5's been acting up, and they whole network
Didn't
shut down a
didn't
month ago.
Justin say something about his?
Yeah, like whole network dropped.
Well,
I
no,
was like,
I think there was a hack, maybe a
yeah,
month
they
or
hacked.
so
It got
ago.
hacked. That's
Yeah.
what
It
it
was it
was.
was a hack, a system
Yeah,
hack,
I mean
network hack
that's
or something.
Tim. That's gonna happen. I'll be honest. Like
I'm
that's
not
gonna
paying
happen.
$800 for my shit to get hacked.
Well, that can happen to anything. That's just the world we live in now. So I mean,
Well, that's what I was getting into next. We got to realize the
it ain't no
next
different. You getting your
console,
phone getting hacked. You're
the
paying
next
over
Xbox
time. How
and
much
the
money?
PS6 is about to be $800.
Hold on, I
No,
got
it's
the
not.
video right here. I actually want to
It
show this
better
Yes,
to
be.
y'all.
they are. I'm telling you, they are.
This the
All right.
video. I want y'all to just listen.
You got to
Just
realize
hear all the facts he's saying.
these systems are trying to compete with PC right now. And I was right when I told you Xbox is about to move to PC.
And it really
You,
PC
you
trying to
were
keep
you
up.
were
PC aren't getting games like
75%
that.
right. You were
Yeah. Yeah.
75% right. But you were right. You called it, but it's not exactly what we thought it was going to be. But you were close enough. I get that.
That's another thing. What did it look like? I never
I
looked
found
at
it
it.
in a
I
minute.
forgot, but Tay sent a link and I looked into it, and it's not what we exactly thought it was, but it has. We'll have to go back through it, but I
It's like a
believe,
Fire Stick. You can play it on. You can just plug it into the TV and you pretty much play Xbox.
yeah,
Like
it was
ain't
something
past
like
that,
that.
y'all.
It was something like that.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's definitely not. I would still much rather get a PC before getting that. My personal
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. There's a lot of
That's
stuff in
my
there I
next
want to go
system.
over.
So, but yeah, we can watch this. Make sure
Intro
the
for this.
volume should be good
Nintendo
there.
is an awful
Yeah, that's
company.
good. That's
They have
good.
truly
Yeah.
become the purest form of
Nintendo is an
cancer in this
awful
entire
console. Is the
industry,
way
and
to
here's
start this
why.
video.
Charging $80 for a video game isn't just ridiculous, but it's dangerous. It's setting a precedent for games to cost more and more sooner and sooner. It couldn't possibly be any more anti-consumer. Nobody gives this company enough credit for how scummy they actually are and have been for years. Mario 3D World launches on Wii U for $60. Later is discounted as a Nintendo Select for $20, gets ported to Switch for $60. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze launches at $50, is discounted to $20, gets ported to Switch for $60. Luigi's Mansion 2 launches on 3DS for $40 in 2013, discounted to $20 in 2016, and gets ported to Switch for $60 in 2025. I mean, what? I'm sorry, what? Are you fucking kidding me? And let's also keep in
Well,
mind that all
let's
these
pause
games
here.
are over a decade old.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
I mean, because it does cost money and a whole bunch of other things to be porting games to new systems. So, are we completely upset at that move?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm not paying
No,
$60
no, no, no,
for an
no. I'm
old game.
upset with the price. I'm upset with the price.
Where are they not
But
are
I'm
they
not
not
upset.
expanding it at all?
But I'm not upset at. I'm not upset at these gaming
Well, I mean,
companies
$60 is kind
because
of
you got to realize that now, especially with how we're living in our generation,
No,
that want to get their kids everything,
I'm
whatever they
not
want.
hearing it. I'm
No,
not
I'm
hearing it.
just
but
saying they're
it's not
going to
considered.
spend those
You're not.
Hold on,
PCs.
hold on, hold on.
You're not gonna take a port and say
It's
that's
not
a new game.
considered.
Stop
It's
it.
not
It's not a new
considered
game. It's a
remastered or
port.
anything. It's just
No, it's the
just the
same
base
game.
game.
It's the legit same
It's
game.
it's the same game. But no, this is what
No.
I'm saying, Terrence. I understand why they're doing it because they know they're going to make money off of it. They
Because
know
they're
that
greedy.
a lot of kids now have a Switch. So they know their parents,
A Switch.
which is us, and some of them are going to buy it. Like, I'm not lying.
Bro, all you had to do was say was Nintendo was greedy. That's it. That's all you had to say. They're greedy.
Hey,
They're
Till,
greedy.
every kid has a Switch. Okay,
Yeah.
And
brother.
every kid just about has a Switch.
Do you
No,
understand?
that's not to say that they don't have a
Do you
P5.
understand what I'm saying?
I
Every
caught
kid
what you're
has a
saying.
Switch, my brother.
I caught
Double
what you're saying.
entendre.
They
Switch.
got both of them. They got both of them.
That's true.
All right, let's keep moving. Keep moving, bro.
So I'm
Charging me
gonna say this though.
$60 for
Oh,
No, you
pause
good.
it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm probably lose train of thought. Now, do I like that they increasing these prices? No, but we're thinking from a strictly consumer standpoint, right? And in order to make these ports, whether they're based on network-based ports or native-based ports or whatever, it's going to cost labor. Now, how do you think people are going to get paid? These developers who you still want to work on games that's been out for 20 years. How do you think they're going to get paid? They're not going to work for free. You know what I'm saying? And I get why they do that, and they have to make a profit. You're not going to run a company if you're not going to make a profit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That was kind of my point when I said that. Like,
Yeah,
we don't like it. I mean, these games are decade plus years old, but that's just the reality we live in. And I just think that it's a little bit more technical than a lot of people think. We're
it
thinking from a
is.
consumer standpoint. When you think of business, you have to have profit. These people, you got to pay these people. Developers got to go through their old stuff, vamp it on new systems. I just think $60 is steep, but I mean, we're talking
Okay,
about the Nintendo Switch
to
here. That was the
counteract that,
Nintendo 3. You know what I'm saying? DS.
okay, I understand that, but to counteract that, if that's the case, make a new game.
Why would they
That's
How
do
they
that?
going to?
really worth it.
But how they going to make a
Nostalgia,
new
Tim.
game
Nostalgia.
if they don't have the money or the funds to
I
make a new game?
disagree. I disagree because Team Ninja with the whole Ninja Gaiden series, they remade that and they're doing fine.
Okay, but look,
They're not.
but we're talking about Nintendo. Nintendo's franchise is
We've had
are
this conversation. The
they're
same one
going
on the
to
phone.
revamp all of their stuff because everyone's going to say the nostalgia part of it. That's just
Same
what
company that don't
nostalgia
want to pay
sells.
nobody.
Nostalgia even sells in film. Look at all the films now.
It's the same company that don't want to pay nobody. We talking about Nintendo. They don't want to pay nobody. I'm not hearing it. They don't pay their own.
But
They don't
yet,
even like paying their own
but
people.
yet, a couple episodes ago on this podcast, we looked up numbers that Nintendo was the most selling last year.
That don't mean they paying their people. Just because you sell the most, that don't mean the greedy CEOs and presidents and ownership. That's don't mean they not taking over. Because I guarantee, if you look at charts, if we don't
That
got
means
that,
they aren't. That means
but
they
I
are
guarantee they
paying their
take it.
people, Terrence. That's exactly what
Says
that means.
who? That I don't know
Says the
that.
numbers.
The
You
numbers
think they
might
got all
tell
the
you
means?
that,
They're
but
not paying these people, bro.
yes,
Nah,
yes,
bro, they're paying their
companies
people,
do
bro.
it every day. Big time companies don't short their people on a daily basis.
I'm not saying they don't short them, but everybody getting paid, bro.
Billionaire companies, Amazon
You
paying people what,
outsold as
$20
in
an hour when they could
handheld.
pay
You
25.
outsold consoles. Everybody's getting paid, bro.
Amazon is
It,
one of the richest companies in the world, and they don't like paying nobody.
now, Terrence, I agree with you, but then that's not a gaming industry problem. That's a
It's a
business
business
problem
problem.
all
We can't
around.
do nothing as a consumer. We can figure out who getting paid or not. We still getting the game regardless.
So they can't afford to go down like $10. Just keep it at 70.
I'm
They
sure
got to
they
go to
could. I'm
$80.
sure they could,
First
but
of all,
they're not
70 is
because
outrageous if we've been honest. 70 is
Terrence,
yeah,
if
outrageous.
we put
yeah.
your what you said into conclusion, they went up on the prices to pay their workers.
No, they went up on the price because they're
Also,
greedy.
they went up on prices so they can outsource and make more games. They can't make more games if they're not making more money.
Right.
Nintendo is the ninth
Now if
richest company in Japan. They ain't struggling making money.
No, nobody said they're struggling.
That is
But
true.
but
Hold
but
on, hold on.
people want more from them. People gonna
yeah,
always want more, no
But
matter
hold
how
on.
much they
My
make. They're gonna
thing
want more.
is, you make billions upon billions of
Who's
dollars
the richest company in Japan?
as a company,
Yeah.
and you mean to tell me a lot of these graphic designs and stuff like that, it only should cost you probably in the thousands, in my opinion.
no,
No,
absolutely not.
The
They do
graphics
not.
we thinking
Bro,
Madden,
way
Nope.
more than. Do you know
Madden,
how
It,
much? Do you know how much that
Madden,
cost?
Madden,
Bro,
Madden,
oh,
Madden,
bro, those
Madden
You,
graphics.
engines,
you,
those
you
engines.
talking about
they,
sports? See, but you
Give
talking
me
about sports games, bro.
100,000
It's
right
this.
now. I'll make
That's the,
Madden.
bro.
Bro, all
Madden
of that
is
stuff
literally the
is.
same point of
Bro,
game
all
every
of
year.
that
That
stuff
don't
is.
cost nothing.
Do y'all know how much that
Matt,
stuff costs, y'all? Really?
sports games
No,
reuse
I
assets
do
from the
know,
previous
but
year
I'm saying
Exactly.
as far as the effort
because they
they
have to.
put towards using this stuff
What effort?
and the
There's
It's
no
the
price,
effort.
same game.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But no,
Okay,
no, but
okay,
no,
hold on,
no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no,
on.
no,
Let me
no,
say
no.
this.
Wait,
Let
wait,
me
wait,
say
wait,
this
wait.
real quick.
Effort on $1 million
No,
technology.
no,
We
no.
can talk
That's
about
literally
the
the
effort.
conversation we
We
just
can talk
had. That
about
was
the effort all day, though. It still costs money to
no.
develop this
That was
stuff,
legit
bro.
one of the
Oh, Don,
conversations me
this
and
is
Jay
what
had the
I'm
other day, bro. That
saying.
no
I
sports
get it
games don't
costs
care.
money. No, Don, I get what you're saying. I get it costs money, but if you're telling me you have $1 million designing computer where you can make stuff look literally real, and you're telling me you're only using $100,000 worth of that computer, that's what I'm talking about.
See, but
Well,
we
okay,
gotta
so
pull up exact numbers here because we're just throwing numbers
No,
now.
no,
I,
no. I'm just throwing numbers as an example, but I'm
yeah.
saying like the best graphics we want are gonna cost in the millions, which are gonna
Now
make games $80, which is what I
I'm
agree
gonna
to.
add to that though. I'm gonna add to that, right? So yeah, we want better graphics, right? But you're not gonna get that from sports games because the demand for sports games, people want that every single year. You need three things to have good graphics. You need money, you need talent, and you need time. That's why we look at some of the best looking games ever made. They were in development for 6, 7, 8 years because you need that time
Son,
to constantly process. And I'm somebody who studies film. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally studying film. I've been in film school. I'm a film critic. CGI in movies. You watch some of these movies nowadays, you can tell they've been in post production for only 5 months because they don't look good. But as opposed to a movie who's been in post production for a year and a half, 2 years, you got CG in those movies. You can't even tell the CG. It's the same thing with video games. If they don't have that time to make this, then it's not going to look good. But given that time, let's say a game needs 6 years of development time, you still have to pay these employees, these workers, and each game has like 200, a team of 200, 300 people. These bigger games, you have to pay all of them a salary for that amount of many years.
yeah,
That also increases the budget, and in order to make that budget back,
you got to charge more for these
you got to
games to
charge
get
more.
all, and you got to make more
Well, to
than
go
what you
off
put
what
on the
you
table.
said
You
at
got to make
first,
over that.
to
Like
go
we're
off
talking
what you
about,
said at
like
first,
like when we're talking about film, like the box office, that is very important because let's say it costs 10 million to make a film, 10 million, 10, 11 million after it come out, it's not gonna cut it. You need to make
No,
way more
it's
than
not.
that.
You
As a
That's
also
the
matter of
same
fact,
thing.
in the film industry, it's a saying that if it doesn't make 3 times its budget, it's a failure.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these big budget movies, they might cost like let's say the Avengers movies being filmed right now. That budget is $350 million.
Yeah.
That's going to have to make at least $1 billion to be a success.
That last Guardians of the Galaxy was like 300 something million to do that.
Yeah, and that only made 800 million at the box office.
That's not terrible, but if you look at it from a business standpoint, I mean that's not great either.
Exactly.
And like he said with the sports games, dog, that's a port. That ain't no new game. It's legit
Well,
port over.
no.
It's the same game.
No.
That's not a
Well,
port, not a port.
That's what
Nah, it's not a port.
that was
It's
It
getting
might
into
as
what
well
I
be
was.
a port.
Hold on. That
They-
was
they-
getting to what I was saying earlier about what he said. To go off what you said at the beginning, you're basically saying us as the consumer, that's technically our fault because we're rushing.
That is your fault.
Yeah, we're rushing the gaming companies.
No.
And I
Y'all
know-
not rushing them. Y'all are
No.
allowing them to make the same garbage game every year.
Yeah,
That's-
No,
That's
Terrence,
the better.
it went from.
That's a
hold
better
on,
statement.
Terrence,
That's a better
Terrence.
statement.
It started off with us rushing them, though.
No, we
when did
can't
we ever
rush
rush?
people to do their
Well,
job. That's
hold on,
not
if
our
we're
No,
fault.
Terrence,
If we're
I'm
talking about
talking
sports
about
games,
how
if we're talking
badly
about sports games,
consumers want. No, and it's not even just with sports games, dog.
okay, because I was gonna say with
Any
sports
game.
games, they're gonna come out every year. So that's what Jay was saying. Like that is a timetable
No.
every
But hold
year.
on,
But
that's still
literally
being
legit to.
rushed.
But
Because
no.
once-
Because
hold on, because
Hey,
college
everybody
football
can't
ain't
wait
rushed.
until the Madden 26.
Well,
College
Even
football
college
legit just
football-
came out for the first
no,
time in 10 years.
Terrence, we're
That-
talking
that's-
about the
that's an
games that
anomaly.
come
That's
out
one
every
game.
year. Yeah, we're talking about the games.
And it
that come out
don't.
every
But
It's
year.
not
even then,
graphically
hold on,
impressive.
Terrence,
mean,
and
it's
even
not-
then, we still didn't even believe them until they dropped the trailer.
No, but you were talking about graphic wise. It's not even graphically impressive. It looked like Madden. That's not graphically
Yeah, you're
impressive.
not wrong.
Well, where did they get their engine from?
And that
Madden.
goes back to my.
EA
Hold
made the
on,
game,
that goes
right?
back to
Yeah.
my point.
Yeah.
That goes back to my point of saying you have $1 million technology and only using $100,000 worth of it is what I'm saying.
But we talk about EA. You know they cheap. That's different. EA
I mean,
ain't
that's
finna
what I'm
spend no
gonna say.
money
Like,
they
they
got.
got their engine from literally Madden. So like, why?
And
are
it's
they
not
using-
even a sports engine. It was for Battlefield at first, and then they start using it for Madden, and they never took it off because they lazy and they're not finna spend no more money. That's the point I'm making. If y'all gonna keep buying it, they gonna keep using the same thing.
They also go back to what I'm
exactly.
saying. You need the
Yeah,
talent.
exactly.
You need the talent. Because if you don't have
Yeah.
the talent, they're not gonna use the technology to the best of its ability. And it's hard. It's harder than you think it is to make the games. We play them, but if you study how people make video games,
Yeah.
it is a process.
It is hard. School is
It's
hard.
hard.
Now for the sports games, I can understand how that process can only as a consumer because we're getting the same game every year. I can see
Bruh,
that.
Look, no. I as much as I dog EA as a company, I guarantee their developers are very talented. They just don't get the assets and or resources that they
or
need to
time.
make a good
The
game.
time.
That too.
Yeah,
Hold
because
on,
the
hold on,
sports
hold on,
games are
hold on.
rushed, like we just said. They're rushed every year.
I agree to the time part. They got the access to the technology.
They
I'm
do.
pretty sure. No, hold on.
EA?
I'm
They
pretty
have
sure the
technology, they
owners,
They have the
and the
access to it. They're
people
not forced to use
above
it.
these people are telling them that's too good. We want to sell a $80 game, not a $100.
No, they're probably saying we're not finna spend all this money on this technology
Terrence,
when
if they
dumbasses gonna buy the
use-
same game every year.
But Terrence,
That's
this is
the point
what
I'm
I'm
making.
saying. They're not using Unreal Engine to their full capacity. And
Why
if
would
they
EA
actually
spend that if they don't have to? That goes
this
back to what y'all said about Nintendo. Why
but this
spend it
was-
if they don't got to?
But this is another thing, and I feel like this conversation comes all around full circle. We as a consumer buy these same, just sport wise,
Every year.
buy these same games
Every year.
every year. Why would they waste their time trying to
Thank
use
you.
all of their resources?
I'm not gonna spend extra money if you gonna buy the same game you bought last year and the year before and the year before.
Because they're gonna spend that budget and not even be able to use it all because the demand, the customer demand. Imagine not having a Madden game for 5 years, or
I'd be happy.
imagine not having Call of Duty for 5 years.
I'd be
because
happier.
You will.
I mean, with decent
you-
updates, it'll be
No,
good.
Jay has a point. We will because we know what Call of Duty used to be for us. But the
Yeah.
people that buy it every year, they're going to lose a lot of money.
Yeah, I always say this: you cannot use yourself as a standard. You have to look at everybody as a whole.
Yeah,
People, these kids playing games, they don't care
Yeah.
about none of the stuff we're talking about.
no,
All they care about is we want a good game, or we want it as much as we can. Games like sports games, like Madden, 2K, whatever, and games like Call of Duty, or games that have a game that come out every year or every other year, they do not have the time to make these games at the best they can be. Even if they throw a budget in, they don't have the time to make them better. It don't matter how you could be the best developer ever. If you don't have the time to make it good, it ain't gonna be good.
I mean, everybody has a deadline, so.
The
Exactly.
problem I have
But
with it is,
but with Call of Duty, I feel like that's a little
see,
different because
that's
we
what I was
don't have
about to
to do.
say.
We don't have to. They don't have to technically do that every
Thank
year.
you. I was about to say
Well,
this. Call of Duty don't
they
have to make
outsource
every
it.
year.
They don't have to. Nobody has to do anything, but it's the customer demand.
Well, I feel like traditionally we've gotten used to sports games doing that. Now,
Yeah.
for first-person shooters like COD, that doesn't have to be an
Well,
every year
I
thing.
mean Call of
Well,
Duty
I mean
specifically
the
because they put
demand.
out one
Well,
almost
hold
every
on.
year.
The demand
Right.
for first-person shooters shot up when COD first popped off. Like,
It did.
okay, not first popped off when they first.
But that was
I
an
would
Modern
say
entirely.
like
Warfare.
But that was
became
Modern
that
Warfare.
was an entirely
worldwide.
different game, though.
Huh?
The feel of it, everything was completely authentic then.
And I guarantee there are probably other options back then too. There's not too many options now because they dominate the field.
And I mean, and now you have the
No,
streamers and everything.
well,
They all they
hold
gotta do
on.
is play
They
one
dominate
game.
the field. They dominate the field because the consumers don't. One, a lot of consumers don't look at for other games. For one,
Because
two,
they can
a
play.
lot of
It's popularity.
consumers buy what their friends are playing.
What other
Like
games
Exactly.
are
prime
there?
example. Hold on. Prime
That's
example.
what I literally just said.
Hold on. Prime example. Aziri. He's not a gamer. He's going to get what we get.
I know that, yeah. But that's
That's
what I
what.
literally.
That's what.
But
But
that's
That's
what
that
I
what
no no
a
literally
no.
lot of
just said with
people
my
like.
streaming. That's literally what I said about my streaming example. The streaming community will play these same games. They're gonna have people tune into the same games, and they're gonna play those
No,
games.
no, 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 'cause no. That Tim is a prime example of this. He won't give a game a shot because of the graphical look of it, and it could be a game that's way better than Call of Duty, and it doesn't have the same graphics. Versus
No.
me, no. I'm saying from a standpoint versus somebody like me, I'll go try alternate out because I'm sick of this, and we can all be sick of it. But Tim will more likely go back towards this way versus me. I'm willing to venture out and try
Hold
something
on.
different
What
new.
do you
No,
mean
no,
by
because
that?
when we had this, no,
Because hold
no,
on.
let me,
Because
because
when it
when we
comes
had
to
this conversation, we definitely said, I forgot what episode this was. It was a long time ago.
It was the one we were watching the showcase, remember? And I had said I like this, I like this, I try this, I try. It was
No,
like 10
no,
games I tried,
we
yeah.
were
and y'all
talking
only
about
said like,
Starfield when this first initial conversation came up and
Oh
Starfield
yeah,
dropped.
we did it on Starfield
We
too.
spoke about performance versus graphics.
yeah.
And me and Tim both said graphics is not necessarily the most important thing, but it is important. That's what we said. We didn't say it's the know-it-all. We just said that it is important.
Yeah,
You took performance over graphics all the way.
Yes,
We
any
said we
day of
were
the
in the
week.
middle. We were in the middle of that.
Any day of the week. If
I,
you
I
don't
do
have
want to play.
performance, what's
I
a
do
video
want to
game?
play. I do want to play a
I
game
got
that
I got
looks
a
but I
good.
perfect
disagree
example.
I
with what
do.
you said about graphics though,
I
Terrence.
do want to
I'm
play a
not
game that looks good. I mean,
like just because I prefer a third person over a first person shooter doesn't mean I prefer graphics.
But
Because
that's what I'm saying.
Call of
Madden
But
don't
Duty
look
had
good, and you play that.
who?
graphics is only one part of it. A game just has to be good.
Hold
Like I
on.
give it.
I play Madden because of nostalgia. Because of every
that's how
guy
you play
wants that.
Madden. Oh God.
I mean,
Okay.
but every guy wants to know or like have
No.
dreamed of playing in the NFL or
No.
NBA,
Every
playing
guy. No.
college.
Every guy.
Every guy,
No. Not
every guy.
really.
What Don? Whether you want to believe.
The sports game is not even the
Oh,
biggest
hold on.
community.
Whether it's
It's probably the
foot,
biggest
I'm
community
not
for
just talking
us.
about like football. I'm talking about sports games in general. Every kid grew up. Okay, at least 95% of all boys on this planet grew up wanting to play their
That's way
national
too
sport.
big of a number.
Yeah,
Way too big of a number.
Am I wrong?
That's way too.
I get your
That's,
point. I get your point, but it ain't.
That's
that
That's
not.
number is
Hold on.
No,
How
that
is
is
that
that
not
a
number
right,
big
is
number?
bro.
way too high, my boy. You probably should have said like 20 something.
95%.
Bro, you just said 5%
Bro,
of the people
you should
don't
have
want that. Are
Bruh,
you
right.
kidding me?
You
bruh.
should have said like 20% or something, bro. Like
Every
95 is crazy.
kid I have met
You have
You haven't
met
met
have, and hold
95%
you
up,
of the
and I
kids
know
on
it's
this
not a
planet,
lot,
bro.
but
I'm
statistically,
a, but
Hold on.
urban
Let Jay get this
urban
thought off.
yeah. I'm gonna fix his statement because we all black. We all grew up somewhat similar.
Yeah.
Now you say people, sure, that's wrong. But when you look at our communities, the urban black men, black boys, look at what we had to look up to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then if you say that, who we've been around, who we grew up, then sure, that statement might be more accurate. Maybe
Yeah.
not 95%, but
That's
it'll be
why I
more
say
accurate.
our
no,
community,
because
okay, sure.
hold on.
But
No, I
to all the people in the
disagree
world, no.
because basketball and soccer is very famous, and just like black kids over here in America look up to like football and basketball, their kids look up to soccer,
Yeah, but you
baseball.
got to think we don't even have the biggest population on Earth. It's China, and in Asia got the most people, and I guarantee that people don't care about no sports. They care about education. And I don't mean because
Well,
of sports. You got a lot of them care about
China,
education in general.
China,
Parents,
and India,
parents,
China,
we're
and India.
talking about kids. We're
And
not
all
talking
those
about
No,
when
that's what I'm talking about. Just
and
because
all
you,
those
no,
other
half them
games
kids.
and the
No,
name and
half
all
them
that
kids,
stuff.
in my opinion. Okay, I can understand. I might have been too much with 95%, but it's in the
That's
90s.
too much.
it's
In
not,
my
bro. It's
opinion,
not close to the 90s.
You
If you're
yes,
talking
it
about for
is.
black people, like Jay said, for black
And
people,
it's
it
still not
might be
even
around.
90.
It's still not 90,
general,
but
I'm talking about
it's a
in
bigger percentage.
general. No, I'm talking about in general
I give you
wanting to
60.
play
I
sports.
think you
65.
looking from an American standpoint. I guarantee if you go around the world, you're not gonna hear nothing about no
Yeah,
sports
yeah.
outside
Yeah,
of
you're
America,
not,
bro.
bro.
You
It's an
won't. You
American
won't.
thing.
Us thing, bro.
It's American, bro. You go anywhere outside of
Even
outside of
even with
America, bro.
football, because I'm talking about soccer, football,
You're
not
right.
our football. They probably don't have those same that was a part of their life and tradition. Yeah, but that doesn't mean they always dreamed of doing X, Y, and Z. No, that is
It's just a
literally
black
us.
community, dog.
I think that's just an American thing, really.
I'm telling you, it's not.
I mean,
Bro.
but you can have your opinion, but I mean, I'm just saying, 90%
I
is
don't
crazy.
even think it's an
And I
opinion, bro.
wasn't
It's a
even just
fact.
talking about black people, black kids, because I've met all types of races of kids, and they all wanted to play
But you're
sports.
meeting a small
You
subset
keep
of
saying
people.
you,
You're not
bro.
meeting
It's a
everyone.
huge. There's what do they say? How many people? 7 billion people on Earth.
Like
I
almost 10, I
guarantee.
thought.
I
It's
guarantee you,
close to 9 billion.
over 1 billion of them. Like, it's probably more than 1 billion. Maybe out of 7 billion, maybe like I would say maybe like a 2% out of that one play sports. We talking
Hold on,
about
hold on,
7 billion people on
hold
Earth.
on. We got to cut that 7 billion in half because majority of that is females. That's what I'm saying.
So
It's about 3.8
What you
billion
mean?
men in the
So
world.
okay, so
yeah,
if you take that 3.8 billion, man, it's still my percentage is probably go to what 5% now. It's not gonna go up too much higher,
bro,
bro. Like 90% is insane.
out of 3.8 million men, and
Yes,
including little boys too,
yes.
I guarantee you at least 2.8 million of them or
Oh
billion
no,
of them wanted to
No,
play
Okay,
sports.
we
absolutely
gotta
not.
no,
stop
no,
this.
no, no,
This
no,
is
no,
a
no.
crazy stat.
I've been to 15 different countries. I can tell you that right now. No,
This is a crazy stat.
Bro,
2.8.
it's
But
just an
maybe I
American
just
thing,
meet
bro.
none of the niggas who want to play
not
sports.
that high of a number.
Maybe that's
You
my
can
problem.
No, it's not that high, bro. I'm telling you, it's not that high. It's not
Hey,
that high. But I
hey,
Let me
mean, but let's go.
no, you
Let's
go ahead.
move.
No,
Let's
you
move
good. Go
forward.
ahead, go ahead.
No, I mean we could just move forward with where we're kind of on the track with the video. So
yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I was just gonna slide it back to Nintendo. Well, not just
yeah, okay,
Nintendo, but the
yeah.
gaming industry in general. Like how I originally said, the prices, in my opinion, are way too much for a handheld. For even just a console, like $700, like I said, for the PS4 Pro is outrageous. That
Okay.
you might as well get a PC at that
So
point.
let
You're
me
gonna
pose
spend
it.
all
All
that
right.
money.
So let me pose a question, and I'm sure Jay will probably agree with me. We all know this market is a monkey see, monkey do business. We know that. They see
That's
the
the
consoles
problem.
do okay, look, but listen, they see the consoles doing all of this. I just said Nintendo outsold all these consoles last year. They don't have nothing to gain from not boosting their prices. Look all the money that's on the table.
They're gonna hit a profit regardless. Let me tell you something about Nintendo
No,
players,
they're
and I ain't
not-
trying to be
no,
funny to no disrespect.
if they don't compete, they're
No,
not.
no, 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 no. Let me tell you something, bro. Nintendo players will buy anything, and I mean that respectfully. They will buy anything. They will
Aren't you a
settle for
Nintendo
the
player?
same game,
That's not
bro.
a
No, no,
respectful
no, no, no,
statement.
no, no, no. I'm being for real. I'm not trying to be funny. Nintendo players will legit buy anything. The same Zelda that came out 10 years ago. Oh, they dropped it on the Switch too. Let me get it again. The same Mario Kart they dropped 10 years ago. Let me
You're
get it on
not
the Switch
wrong.
too. And the
But
same
no,
thing
but,
again. I'm
PlayStation do
serious,
it too,
bro.
though.
It's the same
PlayStation do
thing.
it too, though.
but that's what I'm saying.
How,
But
how,
that's the
how
nostalgia
many
thing that I
times?
No,
just said about.
How many times have they re-released The Last of Us Part One on PlayStation?
but
Yeah,
you
It came
gotta
out on
think though, bro.
PS3. There's been 6
Nintendo.
different versions of Last
Nintendo
of
that's
players
Us.
are loyal as hell though. Like Nintendo, they die for Nintendo, bro. Like it's this like Xbox players are cool, but Xbox players will jump ship and go to PlayStation. PlayStation players are cool and they'll jump ship and possibly go somewhere else too, bro.
There's reasons for that for Xbox though. There's reasons for
Well, Xbox ain't got no games.
it.
That
That's
makes
why.
sense when they in, but they
And
working
that's
on
why
it
I was gonna
now.
say you wrong in your statement, because if that was true, they would have started making more cinematic games
See,
like
but
PlayStation did.
Nintendo fans are loyal though. That's what I'm saying. They are some of the most loyal fan base on earth, and they will buy anything. I'm saying it could
I
be
mean, because
garbage, and
all
they
their
gonna buy
games are
it.
just naturally fun
But
and
garbage
kid
is fun.
friendly and kid friendly.
nostalgia. I
See,
don't
but
know
that's
how
the
much
one
I
thing
gotta say
too.
it.
The kid he right about that. Nintendo is very kid friendly. That's why they sell so dang well because they
It
pertain
goes
to
back to my
children.
statement earlier. Every parent is going to, okay, not every parent.
They invest in their
Parents in
franchise
this
to make
generation
their
want to
money.
get their kids everything because they didn't get it. So
They invest in their
them raising
franchises
their
that make money.
prices is actually smart strategically.
It's for them, but it's not
Okay,
smart for consumers.
so let me ask all of you, since we're debating prices in here, what should a game cost for Nintendo, for this new Nintendo? How much should it
I
cost?
think this price is fine. I feel like $450 should have been the max.
No,
But
no,
Like
no.
games or the
No.
console?
We're talking about the game. The console, we can
Oh, you talking
say
about the
that after.
$80
Oh, you
joint?
talking about
Yeah,
like
No,
game?
we're
flip,
talking
no,
about the games.
no,
How much should a
no.
game cost?
I'm gonna
Bruh.
let y'all answer first because that's a loaded question for me. So I'm gonna let
See,
y'all answer
but
that
that's I
first.
think my whole argument. I'm customer friendly. I'm a customer. I don't care about the business aspect. That's not my problem to care about that. I'm thinking from a customer standpoint. So my answer, unfortunately, in today's standard, if you're gonna charge, you're gonna charge. They're gonna charge regardless. I'm not paying $8 for a video game. I know who I am, bro. I'm not
So
gonna spend
50,
it.
60.
GTA is the only game that I'm considering even like, yeah, I'll buy that because it's
So
GTA. Don't come out every
49,
year.
49.99, 59.99. What we talking?
That would be perfect. It would be, and then, I'm gonna be honest, from the standard we at today, 60. That's what I would say. But if I want to, if I would answer I want to hear is like 40, 50. But we talking about realistically today's standard, then it'd be 60 for me.
Okay, Tim.
It's just too
It
much.
depends on the game. Like how
Uh,
T was saying,
Mario Kart. Mario Kart.
No,
Mario Kart
60.
shouldn't be no more than $50.
I agree with that too.
Okay.
Cause and even then, I feel like that's too much because ain't shit new about Mario Kart.
Thank you. New maps, new cars, same graphics. I'm paying for that.
It ain't even new
Trying to
cars.
tell-
They're just new
bro,
colors.
I keep trying to tell y'all nostalgia sales. They're gonna invest in their franchise that make them the
Bro,
most.
I get that.
Bro, I'm
Mario is
not
one of my
wrong
favorite
with that,
series
but
ever. I
it's
love
not
Mario
worth
series.
$50.
I-
And then on top of that, in my opinion,
And that's a game
those
that's never gonna get old,
are
especially because you can
those
play with your
graphics
friends.
aren't worth $50
It's a
either.
game that's never gonna get old, guys. Let's be honest. It's not a
Yeah,
game that
that's
you
what's
just play.
keeping it at the price it's at.
All right,
That's
exactly. So
what's
if they
keeping
can
it
bump the
selling.
price up
But it's
because they
not
got to
worth.
compete with all these other
But it's
consoles,
not
they're gonna
worth
do
it.
that.
It's
See,
not
I get
worth
what you're saying, Don, because Mario is one of my favorite series all time. Any video game, whatever it is, I
Mario,
love
yeah,
Mario. I grew
yeah,
up playing Mario.
we spoke about that. That's my all-time favorite too.
But I get what you're saying with the industry going. I heard what you and Jay said both about the industry going forward and the game price going. It's going to go up anyway, whether I want it to or not. I can't do nothing about that. I can only do what I can do over my pockets.
Yeah, that's true.
$80 for a video game is outrageous.
No,
I'm
but
sorry.
I'm not even disagreeing with that. I
Can't.
still think it's
Like,
outrageous, but
I'm
I'm not shying away. I'm not being oblivious to the
because
back-end
how much
stuff.
longer is
That's
going to
all.
take before we get to 100 standard? That's going to be the standard. Here we're going to be at
I'm,
Nah,
120. That's going
I'm
to be
gonna
the
be
standard.
honest with y'all. I'm
oh,
gonna be
you ain't
honest
gonna
with
like what
y'all.
I'm about to say about that, Terrence, because
Yeah,
I got a
because that's
definite answer for you for that
that's
one.
I'm gonna be honest
not
with
that
y'all.
far down. I'll be
I
honest.
agree
That's
that
not that far.
Mario Kart is one of the most fun series, but it shouldn't be the same amount as a series like Resident Evil, the Dragon
Actually,
Ball
Why not?
Z series.
well, so I'm gonna say this though: games like Resident Evil don't have as much replay value as Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So with that being said, by that logic, because Resident Evil, one of my, I've been playing Resident Evil since I was 6. I've been playing every single one since PS1 since I was 6. And those games, you'll play it, you might play it once or twice after that, then you'll stop. A
Mhm.
game like Mario Kart, let's be real, you can play that over and over and over and over
I
and over
can't.
and over again and never stop. And you'll be playing that 5 or 6 years after it's
That's
been released.
I disagree because okay, maybe I'm only speaking for me,
Yeah.
but
Depending on your preference, yeah.
I can't sit here and tell you, oh, I'm about to go play Mario Kart by myself. Like, no.
What?
Well,
You
yeah,
said
but,
Mario Kart by
that's what I mean.
myself?
You play with. I play by
That's
myself too.
but
But
that's what
like
I just said. Most people are gonna play with their friends. That's never gonna die down.
I,
I'm getting it
I
so I can play with my
agree.
kids.
But
You know
in
what I
my
mean?
Yeah.
opinion, I still don't feel like
And that's a
Mario
game that
Kart
can
should
and
be
that's
the
a game that
same
can play
price
with all
as a
demographic
Resident.
too. So
Hold
that's
on,
another thing.
Mario Kart shouldn't be the same price as a God of War series. That Mario Kart series shouldn't be the same price as
It,
God of War.
God of
But
War should
why
be
though?
cheaper. Well,
Yeah, I was
all
just
right.
saying,
God of War should be
why?
cheaper.
No.
Because he's talking
Because you don't play it back to
yeah,
back. Now
Right.
I will
he's
do it
talking
because I
about
love God of
replay
War.
value.
Okay, now
Replay
if
value.
we're basing prices off replay value, I agree. But it's not just about replay
But
value. It's
that's what
about
it
Yeah,
Yes,
is.
it
that's
graphics
is.
as well.
now
Mario
that'll
has
bring up my
had the
next point though.
same graphics for 20 years.
Okay,
And you
hold
mean
on.
to tell me you want to
See,
go
but no,
up
no,
That's
no,
a
no,
one
no,
choice.
no,
Hold
no,
on,
no.
real
That's
quick,
an
real
Let's
quick.
see.
entirely different choice.
Because
That's see, I was about to say that.
I want Jay to go ahead and give what the prices are, what he think they should
Yeah,
be.
I want to hear that.
I do want to hear
All
that.
right.
So.
And I
Now,
also want to hear what you're gonna say about like the price increase I was talking about.
Tim, when we touched the other day, I kind of touched on this a little bit when we were texting. But one of the biggest things that people don't even thinking about, and as we get older, time's going by faster, right? You can't. 10 years ago, how much did the game cost?
It was about,
2015.
it was hitting
I mean-
$60, right? Going on, but it was pushing 60.
At
Yeah.
max 70.
Now, I'm gonna use this as a metaphor, right?
10 years ago?
Because my first point is inflation. Because 10 years ago, a burger from McDonald's cost $1.
It did.
How much is a burger from McDonald's now?
Well, if we're
Just
talking
the burger,
about
about
dollar
$7, $8?
it's about like
Just the burger itself.
About $7, $8.
It feel like it. You know what I'm saying? That applies to every piece of product that's being made in the U.S. Inflation affects everything. You know what I mean? A house that costs $250,000 in 2010 now costs $500,000.
yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that also unfortunately affects the gaming industry. This my second point is that as we go on, technology is getting better and better, but it's also getting more and more expensive.
Yep.
It's getting more and more expensive to make these games. And like I said before, in order to make a good game, you need more time to make these good games. So not only is it more expensive in general to make these games, you need to pay more money for more time. How are they going to make a profit if they don't honestly just raise the prices? Like
That's
conversation was
what I'm
made. This conversation was had in the early '90s when games was $35 and went up to $50. The same conversation was had in the late 2000s when games went from 50 to 60 and then 60 to 70. This conversation has been had multiple times, all because of the way things happen. Unfortunately, we just was born in the wrong time because inflation keeps getting bigger and bigger and things are getting more and more expensive.
And paying $100 is not that far down that y'all think it's gonna be.
Bro,
GTA 6
people
is
are
going to be
doing that now.
$100.
It's,
I'm about to say, they just said
GTA
the
6
standard edition for GTA is on it.
now. GTA 6 is a freak case because I know Terrence know this. I asked him, but for y'all two, what do y'all think the budget for GTA 6 is?
The budget
And how long do y'all think the
to
game
develop
been in
it?
development? Right now.
Developing?
Yeah, the development budget as of right now. And how long do y'all think it's been in development?
I think it's about 2.5 billion, and it's been in development ever since they dropped GTA 5. Probably
Exactly.
4.
Five.
Wow.
It's been in development since 2012, and they had a full team starting in 2015.
It's a long time.
Over 2 billion. Nothing in history, not even a movie is being made that much. Like only about 10 movies in history has made $2 billion. This game is costing $2 billion.
But GTA has always been that game, or that even like if you want to bring in cinema, like that cinematic reveal has always been different from like. I feel like GTA is gonna be that game that merge movies and games, like actually merge it.
But this game is not made to
wasn't-
last a year either. So that's another thing. This is a game that's
GTA
supposed to
5
last for a long time.
before GTA
Yeah.
5, yeah. But now they can add more content, add events and all that kind of stuff. You know, and they are definitely going to do that with GTA 6.
So
you know,
so the budget was 2.5 billion.
it was over 2 billion. Yeah, that's insane.
See you, man.
That's insane.
No, but
So if we buy a game for $70, right? Y'all got to realize that the gaming companies only receive about 40%, 50%, depending on the outlet, because the store has to get a percentage.
Yep.
The distribution has to get a percentage.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All that costs. Like if a rapper makes an album, he only gets about 10 cents per album. So
yep. Because you got to.
It's the same thing with these video games.
You got to pay the engineers, you got to pay the writers, you got to pay the producers, and you got to pay the label. And I know that because I'm in music. So
with a game like GTA 6, which has been in development 13 years now, which is crazy.
That's
13 years now.
Yeah.
And that's also part of the reason. Technology, the time, it costs $2 billion. They have to make that money back. How do y'all think they're gonna make their money back?
Charging us
shark cards.
Because if they don't,
shark cards.
I'm that's stupid. That's stupid. If they don't up the price, then they'll never make that budget back. They won't. They just won't ever do it.
But you
GTA made all that money from online.
Like I said,
did y'all pay for online? I didn't really pay online at it, but were you required to pay online to pay online part?
No.
No. When it first came out, I ain't gonna hold you. When GTA first came out, everything was affordable. By 2015, 2017, it was over with, bro. You got to buy shark cards.
But what were you paying? Were you paying to actually pay it, or were you just paying for like cosmetic stuff?
You was paying for cosmetics. There was no.
You was pretty much pay to play at that point. When the cosmetics kicked in, you pretty much pay to play.
No, that's not.
No, that's two different things. That's two different things.
You pay to play.
Like,
no, that's not it.
Like it's like if you Are you able to? Is it free to play? Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Without Game
Because
Pass.
No, not no more. No.
What do
You
y'all
gotta
mean
pay
it's
for
not free to
online.
play?
You gotta pay for online. Remember, they got a whole separate game for online for like $30.
I don't think that's what Jay is referring to, though. I think he's saying
GTA?
after you get over that bump, do you actually have to pay for anything to play the game? I
No,
think
no,
that's
no. The question was, you have to pay to play online. You have to pay to play online now.
well,
I
yeah,
don't mean with
you
Game
have to
Pass.
pay.
I don't mean with online from the Xbox. GTA literally makes you
Well,
pay for
hold
online
on, hold
now,
on. So you did have to pay online for the optimized version of Xbox Series S and X. You did, yes. It
which
was
is
like
ridiculous.
it was.
Why are we paying for that?
Wasn't it like
because people are
10 or
still
something
actively
for us?
developing it. They still
That should be a
actively
free
working on it.
port.
Huh?
Like, why is that not a free port? What's the difference? That should be a whole free
No, that's
port.
not a port. That's not what a port is. A
This-
port is hey, I got Dragon Ball playing in the background right now. A port is let me just take this game that's already made and put it on a whole different machine. That's what a port is.
So they optimized the game, and it still don't look graphically that fine. Like, it doesn't look graphically refined.
The reason why it don't look good is because the Switch couldn't run these games.
No.
So
I meant from
everything
like,
Kingdom.
No, I think he meant for consoles. I think he meant for the.
yeah, I meant from like 360 to Xbox One to where we at now. Like from
But
Xbox One,
but
from
Terrence, it did
360 to
look
Xbox
better
One, it
though.
looked great. No. From 360 to Xbox One, looked amazing. From Xbox One to where we at now,
But
what's the difference?
But it was still
what are
being
like?
developed.
What are
You
you
just said
referring to
that.
though? Like what? Are you talking about specific cases? Because overall
Well,
graphics are way better than what they were.
but from the jump, no, I meant more so graphics. From the jump from
No, I think
Xbox
he means
One to
I would
Series
say
X, bro, it don't look that good. Like if
no.
we
I think
being real, the jump ain't
That's how it
crazy.
was.
wait,
That's how it
hold
was
on,
in every
hold on.
system.
Let me make sure we're on the same page. Are you talking about specifically GTA going from the Xbox One to the X and
The
S? Or are you
Series
talking
X.
about graphics in general?
Yes. No. The 360, like I said, 360 to Xbox One, it looked amazing. From what it happened from 360 to Xbox One, that looks great.
Okay.
From Xbox One to Series X, where they said it was enhanced and all that other garbage that they spewed on that weak trailer, they got more dislikes than likes, by the way, I think.
There's a reason
That
for
don't
that.
look good.
There's
It
a reason
doesn't
for
look
that.
good.
I know why you feel that way, because we are in a day and age where everything looks good.
Nothing's not good enough for us.
So your eyes are trained. Just like when we're going through and I'm watching a movie or I got to critique a movie or whatever. One of the things I got to critique if it's a heavily CGI movie is how does the CGI look? A lot of people's eyes, because we get so much with this technology, your eyes are being trained to see it.
Music's the same way.
Yeah, music is the same way. Music is the same way.
I don't. I was going to say compare GTA 5 to 6. That's not fair whatsoever because this
Yeah,
game
it's not
looks
gonna be fair.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
But
yes, it
I
does.
don't.
So it's $100.
I don't know, man. See, that's
They're
the thing.
talking about making $100.
That's what I'm
But
saying. But
my,
Nintendo
the
set the precedent. It's over.
hold on. The standard edition for GTA.
So what's the extra add-ons if you don't get standard?
we don't know yet.
I
They're
saw was
probably
like
going to announce it.
$150.
To be fair, you might see news about it during Summer Games Fest.
Come on, bro. We know what time it is. You're getting a $70. Maybe you
get
might
a-
get a
you get
$100
a
regular
shark card.
version.
You get that shark card, man.
No. You're getting a $100 regular version. You're getting a $150 standard. You're getting a $100 standard, $150 gold edition, and the ultimate edition $200. If Nintendo has the balls to make a game
Hold on,
$80, you don't think Rockstar not gonna do it?
You tripping,
We're talking
Terrence?
about Rockstar, bro.
$100 standard, 150 deluxe,
And then 200
200
ultimate.
gold.
How much you want to bet?
You finna
50
say
for the
250
ultimate.
legendary.
I'm Tim not wrong. How much you bet they do? They might do that for real, bro.
They're gonna do
Nintendo has
that. Done. They did it with Hogwarts. They did it with what's that? They did it with
No, I know
Ghost
these.
Recon.
I'm
They
agreeing
did
with you.
it
I know
with
these things exist. I know these things
what's
we're
that
exist.
game?
talking
They
about
did it with
Rockstar, though, bro.
Cyberpunk. They did it with a lot of games.
We
I know
talking
these
about
things. I
Rockstar,
know
bro.
these things
Rockstar
exist.
is
I've
going to
seen
do it because they can.
They
talking about
gotta
GTA,
make
bro.
they gotta make $4 billion off of us in order for this game to be a success. Y'all don't
4
understand
billion.
how much money $4 billion is,
That's a lot of
Yeah,
money.
we do.
and that's just
We
to break
do.
even. That's just to break even, not even to make a profit.
Bro, they're going to make that and more. I guarantee this game makes $10 billion. I'm calling it right now. Minimum
It's
10
harder than
billion.
you think it is
I think
because
you said.
this game won't be able to be ran on any other system prior to current gen because of how massive it is.
No, they
So
even said it
therefore,
won't even be on current gen. They said they were talking about making us
can't be
buy
right.
the next gen.
That can't be right.
Nah, they're not going to wait.
I don't know where you heard that at. It's gonna be current gen. This game is gonna come out next summer at the very latest.
Which
They're
means we
almost
That's
got
done
what
with
I've
it.
been hearing.
Which means they're losing. They're already
That's
losing
why
a
they
lot of
making
money
the
because
Switch
everybody's
cool
not
now,
even having
because
the
they
current
already
gen right
said the
now.
Switch wasn't going to be able to
Exactly.
run it.
That's what I was getting to. Not everybody has the current gen now.
Yeah, and
And
everybody's
people's
not going to have it
PCs.
by then.
I know, but
Exactly.
still though. Okay, at first they said that they might have switched that after
Actually,
learning.
that's a tall task. I ain't gonna lie, that's a tall task.
They might have switched that after learning.
To be honest, this game might be a financial loss, but over time they're gonna add things. Obviously, the same way they did GTA 5,
Yeah, and then
having
they're
online
gonna try to
content.
recoup. They're gonna try to recoup it.
Yeah,
It's
they're
over.
gonna try to recoup over time because you got to realize Rockstar not only had the budget for GTA 5 was 265 million. The budget for Red Dead Redemption 2 was almost 500 million. You
It's
see what
just
I'm saying?
it's going up for everything they're
My
It's
doing.
thing
going
is,
up
you
and
could
up.
have saved. My thing is, you could have saved a lot of money on GTA 6 if you wouldn't have had a story mode.
But you
People
can't have
want
GTA
people
without
want the
story
story
mode.
mode.
You can't have GTA without story mode.
GTA was known for the
right.
story mode
Everybody getting
and the
everybody I
sandbox.
talk. Well, that's going back to me. But still, everybody I see that's talking about GTA 6 are only talking about online. Nobody's cares
Now,
about story
I
mode.
will say what Tim. I will kind of agree with Tim is saying here because now is the game and what we do with the game is just completely changed. Now you
I
have
mean,
role
look at
player.
what
Now you
T.
have a
Hold on,
whole bunch of other stuff.
you
Like
gotta realize with rappers like T Grizzly, they're making money off of GTA now.
Role
And
play.
that's because they
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The role
remade.
play service. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's because they all got a
That,
PC. They were able
that's
to
another way
mod it.
they're going. That's another way they're gonna get some of this money back.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
guarantee they're going to capitalize on this on the role play thing.
and they're
They
gonna bring
already own it.
They're
They
gonna make
bought it.
and they're
Yeah.
gonna bring it.
Rockstar
They're gonna
bought
bring it to
roleplay a
console.
long time ago. They own all that. I
Are they
guarantee
gonna
every
bring it
time
to
somebody
console?
makes
Is
money,
that what
they
you're
make
saying?
money off of it.
Are you saying they're bringing it to console? Is that what you're saying? The
Who?
role play.
It
The
might
role
be in
play.
GTA 6. It might be the first
Uh,
DLC in GTA
they're
I don't
6.
know
definitely going
about
to have
that
it in
one.
GTA 6 because of how popular of a concept it was in GTA 5. They're going to make it an actual thing in GTA 6.
Yeah, so where they own 100% of profits, I guarantee. That's the
Now
thing that's gonna
they're
kill
not
them.
going to do that, but they're going to get a cut if you want to have a server through them.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're going to cut a deal. You know, if you're making a lot of money, they're going to
Yeah.
obviously do that.
So my
I mean, because
question
they
is
still
to
got to have
everybody:
people to host these servers too. So that's just a
Yeah,
what is the
and that's more employment.
You
yeah.
got hosts. You got all these rappers, all these young rappers who are on GTA.
No. They're
No, you
talking.
talking about people that to run maintenance,
Yeah,
moderators, all that stuff,
in-house host,
like
Oh,
in-house host.
official moderators. Yeah,
Yeah. That's what I mean. Not the
so
regular
with
people that just
all
clean
that
up.
man.
considered?
First of
How much
all,
is making?
you're gonna have to pay $1 billion
Hold
for
on.
a server team
How much
just
is
to
the
watch
game
the
making?
servers.
exactly. That's our point. That's more money they're gonna have to spend.
Yeah,
Well,
no, because I already know because everybody and their mama on this planet is gonna have that game.
I mean, what you said they got to make $4 billion, and that's even to cut.
The the
That's even
the
to.
the the budget so far to this day is $2 billion. In order to make it a profit for Rockstar, after they cut their L's and after they pay their people and they pay distribution and they pay market prices and all this stuff, they're probably going to only have about 40% of that. So really, to have a profit to be a financial success, it's going to have to be more than 4 billion. Like I said with
Like 5 or
film,
It's gonna
6.
have to
like
be
like
like 6.
and they pay for marketing. Marketing costs. They probably already paid about $200 million on marketing alone. Just to make a trailer, that costs millions of dollars.
And
People
that
don't
wasn't
understand
no
how much
ordinary
this stuff
trailer.
costs.
That was
It doesn't matter.
that was
Trailers cost that much. Even for movies, trailers cost a lot. That's why I said like for a movie, it's not even considered a success unless it makes 3 times its budget.
Mm-hmm.
But for this to be $2 billion, it's not going to make 3 times its budget
And I
unless
and
it's
I
running for the
love
next
film,
20
and I
years.
love film. So I didn't even.
I
It's good
mean,
to hear your
but hold
perspective,
on,
but
hold
I didn't
on.
even know that you were
It's
studying film.
GTA. Do we
Yeah,
not
yeah.
think that?
I'm a complete.
Do we
Yeah.
not think that this GTA is not going to run for at least 15 years?
We don't know what their plans are. They might try
I
to make a
mean,
GTA 7
yeah,
in the
you
next
know,
6, 7 years. Who
you see,
knows?
how long we complained about having the same one for over a decade. They might not try to do that again.
If
That,
GTA
but
does not
hold on.
capitalize
That
on
I
the,
feel
the
like
story
that's where the
mode,
role
it's a
play.
failure.
I feel
It
like that's
is.
where the role play comes in and save it.
Man, forget the role play. If GTA messes up this time and don't do how they did GTA 4 when they had Battle of the Gay Tony and the well, I forgot the biker game club. They need that in this game. You gotta have story. You gotta have a what's it called? DLC for story mode. There's no way you're gonna tell me a GTA game does not have a story mode DLC
Yeah,
this time around.
It's
that's
going
They
to have a
messed
story
it up.
mode in DLC.
yeah. It's gonna have a story mode. We
They
know.
got to, but they didn't do it at 5. We said the same thing with 5, but they didn't do it.
Oh, it's
So
about DLC story.
yeah, like
yeah.
yeah, they got bro. They
I
gotta
agree. I
have a
agree.
DLC story. They got
I
to.
agree.
This is
But
GTA, bro.
but once again,
What do
you
you
know,
mean by DLC story?
Downloadable content.
Like the
like
Battle of the Gay Tony. You never played that?
No, I
Like
know
on
what a
GTA 4?
DLC is. I
But
said,
No.
but for the
Oh, my
DLC,
bad, my
that's
bad.
going to add millions and more dollars.
are you
Millions and
saying
millions
like
and more
a
dollars.
like a sequel?
No, like the
Not a
battle. You
sequel,
never
just
played the Battle of Gay
DLC.
Tony?
I don't
You
remember.
don't know what that? Oh my gosh, let me pull it
Like
up right quick.
DLC, expansion pack, stuff like that. I
Oh,
can see that
that
happening.
you talking about like expansion?
Wouldn't all the casino stuff be DLC, right?
Yeah, but he mean like DLC for the actual story.
Like for
Oh,
hold
to
on,
tie it
pull
into
up,
the
hold
Yeah,
on.
original.
like a
My bad,
sequel.
Yeah.
my bad.
Like a sequel.
Well, it wouldn't
It
necessarily
wouldn't even be a
sequel.
It wouldn't be a
It'd added
sequel.
on.
It
It'd be an add-on.
just be added on to
Oh.
it.
A
Like
sequel
most
is like
story based games
changing.
got like DLC.
You don't
Oh
Like
remember
yeah,
this?
Spider Man got
yeah.
DLC. You know,
Yeah, I
stuff like
remember
that.
this. I remember this. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this.
Mm.
All right. So what's our closing remarks for everything as far as the gaming, Nintendo,
Well,
GTA?
how about this? Everybody in the world, let's stop caring about money and hierarchy, and that way we can afford a better living.
That's what money rules the world. But okay,
That's the problem.
let's keep going.
I'll go
If
last.
we all just work for each other,
I
we'll be
mean,
fine.
from a consumer standpoint, I understand that these games can be costly. But for a business perspective, I also understand what it takes to make these things. I kind of understand what Jay is saying, to be honest.
So
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you either gonna buy it or you're not. Because we don't have to buy any of this stuff. This is entertainment. It's not
Who
none of
trying
this
to
stuff
game
is
share with me?
say what?
I don't know what he just said,
Wrap it up.
but
Who
the
trying to
same
game
way
share? I ain't paying $100 for the GTA.
Oh,
the same way Dunn studies music, the same way Jay studies film, the same way I study video edit because that's my passion. I love doing video edits, and I study business because I love
Man, I
business. Why? Who
study in
don't
game
study business?
design.
I know the business aspect. I get it. I'm a customer aspect because I'm a customer. I get both sides. I get they got to make their money. I get we don't have to spend it. Some people don't have to spend it. I don't personally think $80 for a video game is like worth it unless it's like a GTA, unless it's like a God of War, unless it's like a
Yeah, for a game that's gonna
like
last long. Yeah,
oh
for a game that's gonna last long.
yes,
I
like games that's gonna last forever.
yeah.
That's worth paying the money. But like a Madden, a sports, a game, Call of Duty, like games that come out every year, that's not worth $80. They're just it's not worth it.
But hold
So
on,
that I agree
Call of
with.
Duty,
I
I
agree with that as well.
disagree with Call of
100%.
Duty because Call
100%.
of Duty, if they
it's not
had
worth
the
$80 every year, my
No,
if
boy.
Rockstar had,
we don't
they
expect
could
every year.
make
Call
it
of
like
Duty
the.
every year.
You
It's
said
not
what?
$80 worth not every year, bro. Not
We
No,
every
don't
no,
$80
expect
no,
every
no,
year.
Call of Duty
no.
every year.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying if they had the mindset of Rockstar and instead of trying to drop every year and drop these trash remasters and stuff like that and actually make a good game, they could be
Well, the remasters is stuff like that is so that they can pay to make these new games.
well, they need
Because
to do better.
the last game that they did was Red Dead Redemption 2. And that came out 2018. Like the last
Mhm.
like new title that wasn't like a remake, HD remaster, expansion or whatever was Red Dead Redemption 2, which was also a massive game at the time. But that came out 2018 and 2025.
Well, let me
7
ask
years.
you this: why did they make Black Ops 6 free then?
Oh, that's Call of Duty.
Free
That's Call of
where?
Duty.
What
Because
you
of
talking about?
Warzone.
Black Ops 6 is free.
People paying stuff on Warzone.
For us. It's free for Xbox. It ain't free for
Yeah,
PlayStation.
that's just
You got to pay
probably
for it.
Oh,
Right.
that's just
also
Ultimate Pass.
that,
That's just
that game
Ultimate.
y'all got all three of y'all Xbox people, right?
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
Game
Mhm.
Pass is costing y'all companies money, just so y'all know.
Mhm. Yeah, they
It
spend money on
is.
that.
It is. Because
It
how much
is
is Game Pass a month?
too
it's
much.
It's been going up every.
But how much do you pay a month though?
It's
Like back
$200
in
a
the day,
month.
$20 a
It's,
month now.
now it's
$20 a
19.
month,
Now
not
it's
even the full
19.
price for a game. And how many games you play off of?
Exactly.
No, that's for Ultimate. That's for Game Pass Ultimate. That's for all the
It,
games, all the stuff.
That's for EA Play
exactly.
and all
You're
these.
losing money, just like PlayStation Plus. Those companies lose money because of that. You see what I'm saying? Now,
Uh,
some games that's a failure, they might gain money because they didn't. Well, I
That's
ain't
why
say
they upping
gain,
the price. Have y'all not been
but
noticing that price been going up?
yeah.
yeah, because they
That's
got
why.
Well,
to.
I don't
They
pay for
got
the
to.
monthly. I'm sorry.
Well,
I
no,
don't monthly, but
we
I don't
don't
pay for
because
that anymore.
we
I'm
find
sorry.
other ways around it. But
Mhm.
that price has been going up, and I've been watching it, and
That
that's
price
Yeah,
is
why.
crazy.
they
Y'all ain't
have
never
to.
tell me, and we've been friends this long. Some friends.
What are you talking about?
Bro, listen to me. The end of video
Y'all have
off.
you paying
I'm
$15,
not. I'm
$20
no. I'm not
every
paying.
month while y'all
I
over
get
here.
what he's
No,
saying
no, no,
about the
no.
prices
I
going
didn't
up, but
find out
nobody's
about.
paying for that.
I didn't find out about all that
Oh,
stuff until
people
Terrence
gonna
told me.
buy it. People gonna buy it.
No. I mean, not us. I know people are gonna buy it because I know we got close video out.
Yeah.
Game Pass is a ripoff. Not saying the games are bad. Some of the games are legit. I love some of the games they got in there, and I'm like I told y'all in the last video we did. I've been moving towards story-based games for a while now. I've been done with sports games for years now.
I got a whole
So,
list for you, bro. Got a whole list for you.
see, now I need some more games because I've been on my PC. I've been on my PC now because I got a game PC, so I've been on that. I need back to the $20 thing. You're gonna spend $20 a month, which is worthless, when you can just get it for $50 a month. Like you spend $50 for 3 months, or you can get I don't know if they got like when we was growing up, they had a $60 one for the year. Obviously, that's probably more now. Game Pass isn't worth it. PS Plus isn't worth it. Like streaming services aren't worth it in video games, in my
It's
opinion. It's just not. You better off just paying for
$125.
the full game.
It's $125 for the year pass now.
I don't know. I just want to end the video off with the
On
whole
CD
fact that
keys, it was
No. We're
$125
talking
for the
about
year.
Microsoft.
I don't know what you're looking at.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that is not right.
bro, I
For-
said on CD keys for Game Pass for a year was $125.
I'm
Oh
good on
wait,
that.
I didn't hear you say CDK, but $240 for Microsoft. So that just tells you what that is.
I'm good on that too.
$240.
Video games. Back to the everybody heard their last remark. Video games, in my opinion, still shouldn't cost that much. I'm anti-business. I know, I'm not anti-business, but I am anti-business. I'm pro-consumer because I'm a consumer. I don't want to pay that much for a video game. Only the top tier games are worth that much money. GTA, like I said, GTA, God of War, Mario games when they're new, something that has replay value, like we already discussed, like Mario Kart doesn't come out every year. That has replay value. I don't know about $100 for that. That's dead. Maybe 70, 60. I'm fine with that.
They said 80, right, or 90?
Oh, it's gonna be 80. I'm saying from my standpoint what it should be.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man. I'm not really happy with the way the gaming industry going. I haven't been happy for a while because gaming companies, like I've been saying, they've been getting lazy on us. A lot of games come out unfinished. That kills me. And that's the only reason I don't think games should cost that much, because you coming out with these half-baked games that ain't done, but you expect me to pay $90, $100 for a game that's not done. And that goes some of the big games too. Like some of these games be $100 and they're not done. And that's another thing.
They got to make those deadlines, especially when they got investors. That's a
That
whole other
too.
conversation. That's
But-
a whole other conversation. I ain't getting into it.
Even like that, like you said, we ain't gotta go get too deep into it because we gotta end it. But again, everybody know me. I got a wrestling channel. My name is Wrestling Geek on here. I love wrestling games. I don't love 2K making them. I missed the old THQ days. It's the same garbage every year, and they go up in price every year. I ain't bought the new one. I don't plan on buying the new one. Eventually, they go on discount like it always do. Games just aren't worth the price in which they're asking when they're not finished. And then they expect you, like Starfield's a prime example. It was free on Game Pass, but whatever. It's not finished. It's never finished. You play it through. They give you updates, and it's trash half-baked updates. You win another half-baked update, and just like the cycle continues for every game. Not every game. Some games come out flawless. Hopefully, GTA's one of them for $100. It better be flawless.
For $100, I better get a lot.
I know
There's gonna
when
be
it's so
some
long.
bugs in that game. That game is too big. It's gonna have some bugs.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Every game
gonna
have a
crash
bug.
at least 3 times.
But to end this video off, obviously, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe as always. Thank you guys for all the subscriptions we began. We was at 80 to start the month. I think we started off at 80 subscribers in March, and we're in April, and we're at 86 already. It's not a lot for a small channel. We appreciate it. Appreciate y'all for the love on my channel. I'm at like 371 now. I'm almost road to 400 continuing. I want to reach 400 for the year end. So continue to help me out there. I will see everybody who's going to the YouTube creator thingy next month. I'll be there to promote my channel and hopefully network with a bunch of people. Hopefully, we got some wrestling channel people out there so we can promote and connect. Just like Dunn always say, don't forget to follow all of our social medias. Don't forget to follow our Instagram, our TikTok, YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, comment, subscribe.
Also, for any Outrider fans,
Oh,
I do not mind playing Outriders with you. All right.
And there you go. We got more people. We'll see y'all the next video. This is episode 75, I said?
75, yes.
We're almost to 100. So
Also,
hit that red button.
also Warframe.
All right.